Welcome to Keep It Spiritually Simple. I'm your host, Sandra McEllis. And so you don't miss any of these episodes, remember, subscribe, hit that like, leave us a comment, ask us a question. Maybe we'll answer it on one of our next episodes. So today I'd like to welcome back Dr. Autumn Edwards. She's a doctor of acupuncture, shamanic healing, trauma. She does reading. She does all kinds of amazing things located in Sedona, but she does work around the world via Zoom and calls. And so I feel so lucky that she's taken the time today to come back and chit chat with us. And I think she's got a little uh, something she's going to surprise us with here. So, welcome, Dr. Autumn. How are you today?
Hi, Sandra. Thank you so much. I'm great. I'm always happy to be with you. So that's always a good day when I'm hanging out with you.
And I love it. I love it. I wish we lived closer and I didn't have to fly out there once or twice a year to hang out, right?
I know.
But
I
that's
know.
okay. That's okay. The beautiful thing is we can still connect, just like we can connect with others to help each person on their path, because we have this electronical highway.
Hmm.
So we're able to reach out and touch and help so many people because of this technology. So I'm so grateful for it, even though in person is always awesome. So, what have we got in store for us today?
Well, I was thinking that I could do a reading for you if that was something you were interested in.
Timing is good. Let's roll.
Excellent. So, I'm going to do what I call a scan. So, that's what I call my own personal process of reading somebody's energy field. So I'm looking at your aura, your etheric, astral, emotional bodies, your soul, your physical body, your chakras, and every other layer that expands from you and weaves you into the collective. And in that process, I'm shown what's impacting you the most right now, how that's working for you, how that isn't working for you, what you're doing with that, and what alterations are going to benefit you. I'm also shown information that's most important to bring to your awareness right now. So that might be additional context about something you are aware of. And that additional context allows you to better understand and navigate what it is that you're contending with. Sometimes it's information that doesn't even make any sense. Sometimes that information is beyond your immediate scope of vision. And if it's shared, people such as yourself can sometimes feel like, I don't even know what that's about. I've had people tell me months after the fact that they're like, I didn't even think you were reading me. I thought you were like a charlatan. And then they call me and they're like, but everything happened. And I'm like, okay, that's great. So just be aware if it comes in and it doesn't make sense now, just set it aside and it'll present itself when the timing is right again. You'll be like, oh yeah, that thing. And it will make more sense in the right moment.
Perfect.
Um, there are times that information may come in that may be more related to people in your life. Sometimes we carry frequencies and signatures for people that we care about. And so if I mention something, you're like, oh yeah, that sounds like, my daughter, da da da. It could be. So just also bear that in mind. The information comes through predominantly as metaphors and visions. So I share the metaphor, the vision, what it feels like it means, but I also want you to interpret it for yourself. My goal is that you know yourself better than I know you. And sometimes that information is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's hard to hear. And at times I've see it trigger people. And it's not designed to be upsetting. It's designed to show you what needs to change in order for you to step into your better self. So I always tell people if you don't like what I have to say, then change it. That's why it's coming forward. Okay, so it's all about empowering you with greater awareness to be your best and better self.
Awesome.
Okay, so it takes a few minutes for the information to come in. It's going to come in one of two ways. It's either going to come in a little bit at a time. So I'll get a piece, I'll share a piece, I'll get a piece, I'll share a piece. Or it'll come in all at once, and then I'll share it all at once. So I never know until the moment how that's going to flow.
All righty. So
Okay.
I'll just sit here and just breathe quietly.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, or just, whatever makes you comfortable. There isn't anything that you need to do, have to do, ought to do. I just invite you to just be whatever feels best for you right now. Okay, cool. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to pray. I'm going to set the container. And then as soon as I have something for you, then I will share it.
All righty.
All right, cool. All right. And then I'm just going to pray out loud. I don't often pray out loud, but for right now, I'm going to pray out loud. I ask to merge my love light consciousness with my highest love light consciousness. I invite my highest love light consciousness to fully incorporate into this body, this vessel, this being, so that we may be one continuous stream of unified, infinite love light consciousness of Source God Creator. We ask to be brought into perfect harmonious union and perfect harmonious resonance to merge with the infinite love light consciousness of the Divine Heavenly Mother and the Divine Heavenly Father of Source God Creator. We ask to be brought into perfect harmonious union and perfect harmonious resonance to merge with the infinite love light consciousness of the Heavenly Christ and all Heavenly Ascended Light Masters and angelic forms who would like to actively participate in our highest and greatest benefit. We ask you all to be here with us now. Please heal, transform, ascend, and do whatever is appropriate with the energies in, near, and around us, so that only that which is within our highest and greatest benefit be with us now. Please help us to co-create perfect sacred geometry forms and perfect sacred geometry grids of healing crystalline diamond light and diamond light fields around our shared space and individual bodies and vessels. Please seal it with the highest vibration of the universe and the infinite love and light of God, so that only that which is within our highest and greatest benefit be with us now. With infinite love, light, and gratitude, we thank you. Aho and Amen. So I'll just share initially. So while I pray, I get information as well. And as I was praying, the divine spirit teachers and guides that are with us were really, really high, much higher than I'm used to seeing. So you have some pretty great ascendant teachers with you. And we connected more with the Divine Mother than, I shouldn't say more, it was just more apparent connecting with the Divine Mother. So just lots of like tremendous divine feminine energy coming through. And then as I connect to you, the space around expanded. Normally when I set the divine container, it's like a contained space that I normally work within with the multidimensional elements of that are, for lack of a better term. And with you, it was like this expansive state. And as it expanded, I saw this pathway form, and it felt like a northeast pathway, and it was really close to the water's edge. And I know that you're like in the Baltimore DC area, but this felt really close to the water. It almost felt like a ship on the ocean, and so it gives me this impression that there's an opportunity to move and relocate. It feels northeast from where you are now, and I don't know how you get much further east, but that's the direction it felt. And so there's some movement there, but it's expansive. So with this really expansive space, what it feels like is it's not exclusive to northeast. It feels like maybe that's like where your touchstone is, where your base is, but it feels like there's more than just that place for you. There's perhaps more travel involved. There isn't one fixed position. There's it just looks like you have a greater global reach that's coming into form for you with wherever you're going. So that's the first thing that I got. So I'm just going to take a moment to look at the rest. So, looking at you at the moment, you have a clear stream of light consciousness moving through the crown chakra into the third eye, down into through the neck and the throat and into the core of the body. So, I can see your own divine connection, what you're working on right now. I also was shown your sinuses and your nose, and I know that you've just had some healthcare with your sinus and your nose, so that makes sense. I forgot about it, but there it was. Um, and so you're in this really fascinating space of releasing, and you're letting go of things in order to create something new. And we always talk about that in I guess in this field of work or being or consciousness, is like you have to release in order to receive, or you have to release in order to let go of, and or create space for something new. And I see that you are in this pivot point, like you are actively in the moment of letting things go in order to go onto a new path, a new journey. I see some spine issues. um, it looks like right now the lower back is more agitated than the rest of the spine, but there's some spine issues. um, your reproductive health feels like it's shifted from like the physical reproduction to more of the mental, spiritual, emotional reproduction. So again, that genesis, that birthing energy. I wonder, I don't know if we've spoken about this before, but it's almost like sometimes you can have like, I don't like to use labels too much, but like for the sake of ease of understanding, like that ADHD kind of mentality where you're thinking about multiple things at the same time. I see a lot of that going on. And what I also see is that that's going to start shifting into greater stillness for you. So you're moving out of busy, 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 go, 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 do, function, 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 to flow and process. So there's a shift happening for you. So I'm going to look at health wise, nothing in particular is coming up that needs to be addressed. I feel like you're already on top of those health things, so it's not really coming to the forefront. A lot of what's coming to the forefront is this shift in a move. Um, Looking at the chakras, and there's sadness, and I feel like the sadness is related to familial dynamics, and those are things that you and I have already discussed and is currently in process. And it's nothing dramatic or crazy or bad. It's just like, being witness to the growing pains of those that we love. um, let's see, the eighth chakra, the divine portal above the head where divinity is delivered to us, it's bright and it's on, but it's not fully fleshed out. So you haven't stepped into your greatness yet. You're still stepping into it. It's almost like a coin versus a sphere. And it's a coin not because you don't have the capacity to be the sphere, but because you've been channeling your energy into the tangible dimensional world and developing that so that it can be the foundation that holds the space so that you can spread out into the sphere. It's kind of like the foundation hasn't been able to bear the weight of it yet, so it's just waiting. It's not even that you can't. It's just kind of like I can't. It's timing. And so once your tangible physical world is developed into the platform that greater consciousness can be fully supported by, then it will fill out. But not until then. So it's not even capacity. It's really just timing. It's like it's on hold. The crown chakra on the top of the head, it's a pathway through which the divine consciousness moves from the eighth through the crown and into the third eye. So it manages the flow, what, when, how much, how little. Um, turn it on and off. Um, I mean, it's always kind of like it has power to it. It's kind of like a television is plugged into the wall. It always has access to power, but you choose when to turn the device on and turn the device off. You could leave it running all day if you chose to, but you turn it on and you turn it off, even though it's always connected to power. And so your crown chakra, you decide when to flip it open and when to flip it off a lot. It's always connected to the greater consciousness. I think it's more about focus. It's like, okay, this is where I'm focusing right now. This is what I'm doing. And so there's no room for this other area over here to distract me. Like, this is where I'm at. So that's really great. You have the ability to, I want to say, delineate where your energy is focused and kind of create a healthy container or boundary or parameter to support that thing that you're pouring yourself into. I get a sense like that's not always been the case for you. It's something that you've had to really curate and develop. So as you move closer and closer and closer to your greater fullness, we're going to call it that, your greater fullness, because it's not even that you're not your greatest self. It's just you're not the fullness of yourself. So as you move more and more into your fullness, that on-off switch is going to go away. It's going to be just a more of a constant, gentle stream and flow. So you're close to that. That's interesting. It feels like that's as soon as like 4 months from now and leading into November, that is going to be more realized. So you with where you are in relation to the organization of your life as you know it is not, you might be emotionally ready to step into that space, but it's about synchronizing all the variables of that which you've cultivated and created to transplant the entirety of it into that space to really embody. So it's coming back to timing. It's getting all the pieces together. It's again, coming back to like we're all pieces of a collective. You can do all your personal work and you can be all ready, but like if all the other elements of the collective aren't on the same page with you, you kind of have to allow them to come into alignment. And that's all that we're really talking about at this moment, is allowing all of that to come into alignment. And until that happens, that on-off switch is how you're navigating the exterior space of all the other things that are still coming into alignment with you. Until all of that has come into alignment with you, that the on-off is the most practical application of your function with the external. Okay, so the third eye, the divine container, will restore the wisdoms given to us from the heavens, our seat of psychic and intuitive potentials, all of our creative capacities, all of our visionary capabilities. It sits on top of the pineal gland, and the pineal has its own chakra. It's a lesser chakra, meaning a minor chakra related to the major chakra. So the major chakras to me are like organs to our body, and the minor chakras are like the auxiliary agents that assist them. And so the pineal chakra is the locking mechanism that gives us access to the third eye, gives us access to what we're gonna denote the psychic chakra. But the pineal chakra is really what turns the key or turns it on or starts the ignition. And yours is like sitting there like on idle, ready for you to hit the gas. Like it's unlocked. Again, you have all of this access that is yet to be implemented. So your third eye, it has all the information, it's ready to go. The pineal chakra is an idle and it's throttling. All you have to do is just tap the gas and your third eye is just gonna go. So in like a great way, in a visionary way, in a creative way, in a really psychic way. I mean, you already are psychic, you already know this, but this is a different level for you. This is a level where I get the sense that the clarity for things outside of yourself is not where you want it to be. And I feel like this is going to come into a level of awareness that you know is there, but like you haven't refined that that access is not the right word. Bringing it through in a way that feels more resonant with your true being. There's elements where you do and elements where you don't, and you're really good at the way that it does, but you're like, again, you're wanting to, like, lack of a better word, level up. So that's coming. The throat chakra, and real quick, are you doing okay? How are you doing? You're good. Okay, cool. The throat chakra is identity. It's being in touch with our skills, our gifts, our capacities, our potentials, our abilities, and our relationship with ourselves, like who we feel we are, how confident are we, how much do we trust ourselves to be ourselves, and how do we bring that into the world, because communication is a product of self. So for you, oh, you're cute. It's kind of like there's this rope that you're pulling yourself forward on, and it's like effort, right? Like you're actually having to pull yourself forward on it. It's stationary, it's stable, it's solid, it's anchored, and you're doing the work. So it's not climbing the ladder as in carrying yourself up the ladder. It's more of you're pulling and carrying yourself forward, but as you do, you sprinkle like pixie dust everywhere. So what my sense is that no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're with, no matter, I mean, you could be gardening, you could be grocery shopping, you could be, digging a ditch, you can be on a stage doing a theatrical play. It doesn't matter, wherever you are in your journey as you're pulling yourself into your fullness. Really like that for you. You're making an impact. You're sprinkling pixie dust and magic everywhere. And the way that feels is that it doesn't matter how remedial the role is. It is making a quantum impact. And so I get the sense like it doesn't matter what you do. It matters who you touch. And that's who and what you are. And that's how you live. And that's really noble. I love that. I love that very much about you. I almost get emotional talking about it. Okay. Yeah, I just love you. Okay. Heart chakra. Whew. Sorry. Heart chakra is the center of the soul. It's a bridge between the earth and the heavens. It's where we give and receive love. It's how we experience the moment of now and our expression within the moment of now. And for you, you are radical joy, but you can burn out. Big, intense flames burn out quick, and you've somehow figured out how to not burn out quick, but you're still big and bright and hot. And there are times that you still kind of collapse a little bit, and it's like you're trying to hack that. You're like, how can I be the biggest, brightest, truest, and not crash? And I don't think that's. I mean, anything's possible. I believe in miracles, and I think you're coming into a place where you don't have to worry about it anymore, right? Like, as you come into your fullness, it's kind of like it's really about presence, because how do I explain this? So it's like an energy that doesn't have to speak. It's like a person who comes into the room and they don't have to say or do anything. They're felt. They don't have to do anything. They're like an energetic anchor. They're just, their being is all that is required. It's kind of like the earth and the moon, right? The moon's movement and the moon's orbit exists because the earth is there, right? So you're shifting from being the moon, from going through phases of fullness and going through movement and going through like, eclipses, partial eclipses, whatever, to stepping into the earth, because the earth just is, and the moon orbits around it. You're going from being the moon to being the earth in your experiential expression. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's how it feels to me. And so it's really exciting, actually, to be able to go from this to just being like, right? So there's this shift going into that. And I don't feel like you have to do anything for it. Like, it's already happening. Um, I mean, you have to show up, and you have to like follow the guidance and surrender into God's will. But like, as long as you're showing up, it's you're already doing it. You're already on the path. You're already in process. So like, you just have to put one foot in front of the other. Um, Solar plexus, which is ambition, drive, for momentum, assertion, projecting yourself into your life path. You're good, but you're tired because it's been a long journey. Um, and it's a you do and you do and you do and you do for others, and it's time for you to allow those to do for you. It's time for you to allow the networking you've done, the friendships you've nurtured and cultivated. It's time for you to allow them to carry you for a little while. You do so much for them, and it's okay to ask for it. Like, you can be like, can you please do this for me? So it's okay for you to start to, receive. The sacral chakra in the pelvic region, creative energy, life force, kundalini, transformation, where we store all of our emotions. Oh, you're funny. You're like on vacation. You are taking all of your emotional energy, all of your creative space, and I see you playing the xylophones like you're in Jamaica doing like reggae music, and like you're like in the Bahamas having a good time. So what that tells me is you take all of your strife, all of your trauma, all of your grief, all of your glory, all of your joy, all of it, and you transform it into something joyous for everyone to partake in, for everyone to benefit from. You take everything of your own being and make it something for everyone to have, which is the greatest gift anyone can offer, and it's incredibly noble, incredibly divine. So that's a radical gift to everyone. The root chakra at the tip of the tailbone is the physical world, so food, money, where you live, what you own, your environment, your health, your relationships. Um, So it reminds me of like being a football coach or something, and you're like making all these plays, and you're like, okay, if we do this, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do this, and then this will happen, and then that's the goal. And then you like kind of erase it. You're like, okay, this is the next play, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get here, and then that's the goal. And then you have all these strategies of how to get to the goal. So it's really about implementing the strategy. And I think if you're stuck anywhere, it's trying to figure out which of the many strategies you've developed to choose. Like, I have all these strategies, which one do I go with? Because they'll all work. The question is, which one's going to work the best, the easiest, the smoothest? It's going to get you the most gain. So yeah, right now you're in this place of choice regarding your physical world. And again, coming up again, like, you're developing that physical world so that your fullness can be ever present. So there's some decisions that are needing to be made with regard to your strategies that's going to bolster the physical world so that it holds the fullness of your true spiritual, divine, ascendant, eternal being. That's what I got for you.
Wow. Holy wowza. That's very powerful because I do have some spine and low back issues. And, I've really gotten the messages a lot in the last couple years that I had to work on my human. As a
Mm-hmm.
human, I had to work on my circuitry dials, my circuitry boards, and how to operate all the things that I already knew about my physical sensories and take them to a different level. And then I also, when I started a lot of this, I started in the 90s. So everything was self taught.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taught to go into a session by my guide team and how to step up and step in. And then when the session was over, how to step back and step in.
Mm-hmm.
So it was constantly having a foot in many different worlds for well over 35 years. And so what you said just rings so true. And as of, maybe the last year or so, I thought, well, gosh, if I do move, it might be out towards the west a little bit, maybe. Definitely wasn't going to be lower East Coast. And then just recently, I've been playing around with, well, I do love the Northeast. Um, and I'm not going to argue with that. So I was just kind of being drawn to that. And that was actually just in the last week of just, because I'm at that center point at the Baltimore, D.C. area of completely north or completely south. I'm right smack dab in the middle, very east, northeast already. Um, so you just really hit some pointers. Now, as far as the pineal gland goes, I don't know what to do to open that more.
So your pineal gland doesn't need to be opened more. It's on. You've turned the key. The ignition has been ignited. The lock is unlocked. You just have to open the door. You just have to put your foot on the gas. You just have to step into that space. It's already ready for you. It's primed, it's running, it's good to go. I think some of that has to do with the choice that you're making. It's kind of like not knowing what to do until you know where you're going. And so my sense is that once you have a trajectory or a clear direction, what that allows you to do is to release other things you're holding on to. So again, that allows you to bring in more of that fullness of psychic ability. It's interesting. I think weren't we talking about that in the very beginning of what you need to let go in order to make space to come in? Um, that part of it is just you having clarity about your path forward, and once that happens, then you're going to have greater capacity to hold your fullness in a more tangible way. So it's really about preparing the physical world for the greater spirit. And right now, you have your living situation in particular is impeding that. And until you remove yourself from your immediate living situation, I don't see that coming into greater fullness. And that could be one part protection, that could be one part um, like just maintaining the balance of peace in the residence, whatever that is, until you have a change of living situation. It doesn't look like you're going to have that. The word amenity comes up. Why that word, I don't know. But you're not going to have the amenities to carry that fullness in a tangible psychic way. And that's not that you can't, it's your choice. It's that you may not feel comfortable doing it. You may like, okay, if this is this newness, this is this new way of me to present, be, function, operate, unless I have a space I can really explore that with a sense of safety and ease, I don't want to crack that open and then find myself in a position where I don't feel like I can regulate it easily and readily.
Okay, so I need to put it out there with my guides to work on relocation.
Mm-hmm.
sooner rather than later so that the rest of this can open and blossom in
Mm-hmm.
accordance to the fact that I've taken action towards um, getting out of stalemate is the word I'm hearing right now.
Ah, got it.
I just got that just funneled through.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
just
makes sense.
buying my time
Mm-hmm.
gracefully and getting my ducks in order and strategizing um, a graceful exit.
Right. And there's great appreciation, gratitude for where you are now, where you have been, because it's allowed you to develop your tangible being to where you are now. But it's like you've outgrown it, right? You are in a position where you are beyond the space that you're in right now. And it has served you to this point, which there's a lot of beauty in, but it's just not where you need to remain.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to bring forward before we, because I know.
The only other thing that I'm actually getting, totally like shifting gears, is it feels like lower abdominal discomfort. Are you having any nausea, bloating, gas, something like that going on?
Some bloating and just abdominal uncomfortability going
Okay.
on in that lower region. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't hmm. I don't know that it's essential that you like take action with it. I feel like it's going to take a few days to resolve, but it could be just I feel like that's a whole nother conversation. I feel like there are steps that can be taken, but it's not necessary. It feels like it will be something that moves through, but I also get the sense like this is something that's like a continual work in progress. Um, it's a state of being, um, and it'll shift as you shift. I think some of it is a little bit of stress, to be honest. So you as you move it will move kind of a thing, but there are other strategic things that can be utilized to support that part of wellness in your being, but I feel like that would be a more involved conversation for another time.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for that.
Hmm.
And I do believe that anything that's going on with the spine is, I don't like to use the word fixable, but it's all doable and adjustable.
Well, I mean, our body is a manifestation of our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. And as we refine our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, the body is going to respond to that. And as again, you work through this new becoming, your body is going to like travel with you into that becoming.
Dr. Autumn, that was a very powerful session. You were
Oh.
saying things that I know you don't know. So, I mean, that you didn't know about me on a personal level. So,
Mm-hmm.
that was unexpected, beautiful gift. And I appreciate it because it will solidify my movement of self on
Mm-hmm.
all levels to open up to greater awareness and expansion and self love. Because if I don't move me, no one's going to move me. And
It's
on
true.
every level, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
this physical avatar is the one thing we have control over. So if we say we want to be in flow, but yet we have one foot in comfort zone and the other
Mm-hmm.
foot wants to pivot, you're still not going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In a
Mm-hmm.
physical form, you're not going anywhere. If one leg is locked down, the other can move any which way it wants, but you're still not going anywhere.
True story.
So I need to let both feet go in a direction that feels guided too. So thank you so much for gracing us with this information. And I certainly hope that all of you enjoyed it. I know it was about me, so I know I enjoyed it because at the end of the day, it's about me. Um,
But
but
I also want to remind you that what you received and what you heard could be the same thing that somebody else needs to hear and know about themselves because we're often working through the same things at the same time.
yes, going back to a previous episode when we talked about how the collective energy affects us individually,
Mm-hmm.
right? That the power of that.
Yep.
So, um, if any of you viewers would like a session, Dr. Autumn is at autumnedwards.com.
Yep, that's one of the URLs. There's autumnedwards.com, there's drautumnedwards.com, there's anahatamedicine.com. That's the name of my practice. And then you can just text or call me, and that's 503-709-6226.
Yes, and I will put all of that in the description. So everybody get your session booked up before she gets so busy she can't squeeze you in. And what a wonderful way of being, but we're trying to reach as many people as we can. So if you're feeling called for a session, if what we were hearing here today sounded, helpful to you, get over there to Dr. Edwards, drautumnedwards.com or autumnedwards.com, or I'll put her cell phone into the description as well. Text is best, not calling, because you don't know what time zone we're all in or if you're in with the patient. So texting is best before voicemails. That's just me. That's just how I call it. Anything else
Sure.
you want to add today before we say goodbye? Because we know you're coming back on here soon.
Just thank you for sharing your beautiful soul and all of your love and doing what you do. It's just a privilege and an honor to know you this way.
Well, thank you, dear sister. I love you very much. And I am just in appreciation and gratitude for this session and the information that was brought forward. I'm going to let things kind of, move around in the old bod and,
Mm-hmm.
see what direction and where the energetic winds begin to circle back and take me forward to hopefully a new position in this journey of life that I'm on. So thank you so very much. I love you dearly, and we'll see you on the next show.
I love you
Say
too. Thank you.
goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for your time.
Bye, everybody.